gbà mí o, gbà mí. Èéfín ká òkè ńlá o, gbà mí. Èéfín ká òkè ńlá o, gbà mí. Ẹ gbà mí o, ẹ gbà mí o. Ẹ gbà mí o, gbà mí. Èéfín ká òkè ńlá o, gbà mí. Èéfín ká òkè ńlá o, gbà mí. Ẹ gbà mí o, ẹ gbà mí o. If I speak, would you hear me? If I warn you, would you adhere? If I talk, would you listen to my voice? If I sing my song, and I sing, Ẹ gbà mí o, gbà mí. Èéfín ká òkè ńlá o, gbà mí. Èéfín ká òkè ńlá o, gbà mí. Ẹ gbà mí o, ẹ gbà mí o. If I speak, would you hear me? If I warn you, would you adhere, though my words are strong? If I talk, would you listen for my voice? If I sing, Ẹ gbà mí o, ẹ gbà mí o, ẹ gbà mí o, gbà mí. Èéfín ká òkè ńlá o, gbà mí. Èéfín ká òkè ńlá o, gbà mí. Ẹ gbà mí o, ẹ gbà mí o. Ẹ gbà mí o, ẹ gbà mí o. But you said you listen now, or did you not? Last I recall, you said we were one blood, diverse, together, for each other. You said you listened, or did you not? You said I had a place here, or did you not? I want them. I did as Emi Ojo told me to do. I warned them, but they did not listen. They did not listen when I sang my song. When I sang, Ẹ gbà mí o. But in fact, that's not how I sang it. It went something like this, and you can clap if you may. It went like, Ẹ gbà mí o, gbà mí. Èéfín ká òkè ńlá, gbà mí. Èéfín ká òkè ńlá, gbà mí. Èéfín ká òkè ńlá, gbà mí. Ẹ gbà mí o, gbà mí. Èéfín ká òkè ńlá, gbà mí. Èéfín ká òkè ńlá, gbà mí. Èéfín ká òkè ńlá, gbà mí. I warned them with that song, but they did not listen. Instead, you know what they sang back to me? Run and leave us, oh, run and leave. They said, Ahọn Dudu, run and leave us, oh, run and leave. You and your people, run and leave us, oh, run and leave. And then they said, no, how dare you? How dare you challenge my authority? No, it's the audacity for me. You dare challenge my authority. You dare defy me and go against the laws of this land so that your voice will be heard. How can someone of such low status like you challenge us? Challenge this great land, okay? How can someone of such low status like you, Ahọn Dudu, challenge our authority and defy us? That's what they said. And they continued, run and leave us, run and leave us, run and leave us, If you don't know me, I'm sure you're wondering what I'm talking about. Well, I'll tell you. My name is Ahọn Dudu, and I once lived in a land called Olowo-Ake. Now I want you to picture what Olowo-Ake looked like. It was a mountain, a very lively place, the kind of place that you will book as soon as you got a holiday. It was known as the land for everyone because there were so many different people from so many different places in Olowo-Ake. Okay, my mountain was divided into 3 parts: Ahọn, Eji, and Eta. Ahọn was the bottom of the level, the mountain, the level where I lived with my people. Eji was the 2nd level, and it housed the palace guards, the gardeners, the maids, and the maidens of the palace. And as you got to the top of Eji, the lawmakers of the land, the noblemen and women, the chiefs and their wives. And then the 3rd level, the highest point of the mountain, is Eta. Last but not least, this is where the king stays with his whole household. This is where he makes the laws of the land. This is where he meets dignified guests. And this is where he lives on a day-to-day. So what happened was, one day on my way back from work, Emi Ojo, the rain spirit of Olowo-Ake, appeared to me. And Emi Ojo told me something strange. He said, Ahọn Dudu, smoke is going to engulf this mountain, okay? I need you to go and tell everybody in the mountain that they need to leave, otherwise they will die. The experience was so surreal, I remember. But I was so scared because I'd never experienced something like that before. And I wasn't about to go around and start telling people about Emi Ojo appearing to me. That's like unheard of. So I kept it to myself. That is until one day I woke up only to find smoke in the atmosphere of my home. And by the time I ran out to inquire of my people why there was smoke there, they had already started talking about it. Then it was then I remembered that Emi Ojo had told me that smoke would come and engulf the mountain. And so I came clean. Actually, Emi Ojo told me about this, and he told me to go up the mountain to warn everyone so they don't die. And people then gave me these clothes to wear because they knew that I would need to run up the mountain, and if at all I wasn't heard, then at least people would see me from a distance. They would see me running to them and know that there was something wrong. I wore the clothes and immediately ran up to level 2, Eji. I first met my people in Eji. And they were so concerned for my life. Ahọn Dudu, what are you doing here? Do you realize that you could die for just coming in here like this unannounced? And I urged them, please, I need you to leave. Smoke is coming up this mountain and it's going to destroy you. But they were so worried for my life, they couldn't even listen to what I had to tell them. But what is one life if it spares many? What is one life if it saves me? I didn't care about whether they said I would die or not. So I ran up to the noblemen and women of the land, the chiefs, the lawmakers, these people that held the power of Olowo-Ake. And I told them, Emi Ojo appeared to me, and he said that smoke is going to come up the mountain and engulf it and kill everyone. You have to tell people to leave. And they were so concerned. They were more concerned about the fact that I was speaking with so much authority. How dare you, they said. Remember, no, it's the audacity for me. How dare you speak to us in that manner, Ahọn Dudu? You now want to tell us what to do. You're claiming that Emi Ojo appeared to you to tell you, oh, smoke is coming up this mountain. So they kicked me out. They didn't want to believe me. Like, he's just making noise. That's how he's being. He's making noise. He just wants attention. When I had no other option, I decided to do something that was against the law of my land, to the palace. Now, okay, you don't just go to the palace. Your visit has to be planned. It has to be prepared in advance. You have to accompany chiefs and lawmakers if you want to go there. But there was no time for that. This was urgent. I didn't have time to be observing protocol. So I ran up to Etta, and when I got to the palace gate, the palace guard saw me and stopped me. Obviously, I couldn't enter. After ferociously struggling my way through and trying to push through their tight hold, I gave up and I began to sing on the top of my lungs. I sang Egbami on the top of my lungs. You know that song, because I've sang it like 5 times to you now. And no one answered me, so I continued to sing and I screamed on the top of my lungs. This was a life or death situation. And then the king came out. He was so furious. Who is that making so much noise here? What are you doing here? Look at you, all messy and all dirty. Is this how you approach the king? Is this the way to approach your king, Ahọn Dudu? And I said, I just want to tell you that you need to tell everybody to leave. Because smoke is going to kill them. Emi Ojo told me, and I've come to warn you, it is already on open. Smoke. Coming up my mountain. You mean my mountain, my great Oki. So now you want to tell me how to run my land like I don't know what is good for the people that I rule. You want to tell me how to do things in my own place. Like I don't understand, like I haven't been a king for years of this land. I'm just letting you know, my king, because people will die if you don't get them out. This is nonsense, and I'm not having any of this, he said. And when he was so done with me, it was like every time I screamed and I spoke to him, it was like it was adding fuel to the fire of his anger. So he burned very fiercely. And then when he was done with me, he said, throw him off the mountain. So the guards picked me up like I was a feather or like a piece of trash that you throw in the bin. And they flung me off the mountain from the highest point of Uki. And I remember falling into nothing, falling into thin air. Everywhere was so noisy, but at the same time it was so quiet. The noise was coming from the inside of me because I was so afraid, and my fear was loud in that sense. But it was so silent as well because no one did anything. So I fell back, I looked to the right, and I saw, okay, it began to rumble. Like, it began to shake like there was an earthquake happening. So I closed my eyes. I didn't need to see that because I was already going to die. And that's why I remember. The next thing I know, Emi Ojo had picked me up and I was in the air, moving far away from Oke at a very interesting speed. And then when we were far enough, Emi Ojo said to me, Ahọn Dudu, look back. And I looked back, and Oke was no more. All I saw was thick black smoke. The land for everyone, this great land, okay, had fallen. Now, some may hear my story and say, oh, it's just a tale, it's just fiction, it's otherworldly, it happened somewhere else that is not close to us, it's not near us. But what those people don't realize is that, okay, it's us. Okay, it's where you live, where you work, where you sleep. Okay, it's where I sleep. Okay, it's where we've lost loved ones, and for some of us have buried them, where we mourn, where we grieve. When you leave this place today, look around you. You are in okay. You are in okay.